Yeah, hello and welcome to this next episode of Graphwise demo applications. This time we will take a look at GraphRAG, a GraphRAG application. I will explain that in a second more in detail. GraphRAG is one of those really big topics Graphwise addresses. Graphwise is the merger between OntoText and Semantic Web Company, two companies who have been around for many years in the field of graph-based applications, have started to embrace this fusion of LLM and graph a while ago. And now as a result, Graphwise delivers end-user applications on the one hand side, which benefit from this fusion of symbolic and statistical AI. And on the other side, as shown in a different episode, we also use LLMs to accelerate the creation of knowledge graphs in general. So it's a virtuous cycle, so to speak. And now today, in this episode, I show how the end user can benefit from this fusion of graph and LLM, also known as GraphRAG. Okay, this is an application which is about ESG-related topics. Sustainability and ESG, you know, is an quite dynamic, complex environment. Different stakeholders have to navigate, companies, the ESG teams who have to help to be compliant with regulations, the citizens, the consumers, for instance, eco labels, behavior, which probably could become more efficient, investors on the banking side of things. So ESG is a multi-stakeholder environment with a lot of topics heavily interrelated with each other, opportunities, risks. So it's a risk landscape. All that has been put in a model. ESG domain model is driving this application. We crawled tens of thousands of documents from the web. And as a result, now you can make use of this question answering engine. It's a blueprint for many different applications like that. Can be in other domains, like it could be self-servicing portals for products, field engineers looking for the right solution to reduce first-time fix rates, etc. So it's a blueprint, and in the meantime, some of our customers have adopted that, using the same principles for their own domain. And in any case, it's a beautiful example how we can help reduce hallucination of LLMs quickly while using contextual information from a knowledge model. Let's start with an example. So these blinking spots all of them are actually predefined answer questions. Of course, you can also ask your own question. Let's start with this one probably. What is the impact of PFAS and microplastics on water pollution, and what measures can I take to mitigate this? Well, and as you can see here, what measures can I take already signals, okay, it depends on who you are. So we need personalization to have even better results. But let's start with an anonymous version first. So as you can see here, all these tags got attached, so you can click on elements you haven't heard before, maybe like this term here, get a quick explanation, reference documents, synonyms, etc. That's quite helpful. In any case, by generating this first version of an answer, which still can contain hallucination, even though we have added context information already around the initial question, this leads to a search vector. So you could also hide that if you like. So in the backend, the search vector got produced, which results in this recommended content. So this is really approved content coming from authorities, if you want so. And those short fragments of text together with the knowledge model and the original question now are pushed in front of the LLM endpoint, could be different LLM services if you like, producing this main takeaway. So this is really heavily based on approved content, approved knowledge model. So you can assume that the answers from here are, true, relevant, and as a result, you also get that as a kind of a dossier you can then further reuse in your own documents, including the links from further down here. Of course, next step could be you click here and get information from authorities in this field, etc. Further links would also bring you to even more information in the field. So this is a first impression I wanted to give you. Some elements which are interesting here is like you can ask follow-up questions. Some follow-up questions got automatically generated by the system. Also here, the knowledge model is very helpful to formulate follow-up questions which are meaningful. That's a next typical, I would say, feature in such self-servicing portals. That's quite helpful. Down here, you always get also the most relevant concepts in a particular answer. You can quickly, it's like a shortcut, you can get quickly to the specific information around such concepts. And last but not least, I would also like to emphasize on the fact sometimes you cannot really formulate a question as a maybe beginner in the field. So you have a couple of concepts already understood, but now you want to navigate this domain further. You want to learn more. So maybe you have heard about wind farms are bad to the birds and things like that. You may ask a question like, does a wind farm, and here you get suggestions, right? Accelerate bird extinction. And when you click here now on wind farm, you can get to more specific concepts, and you may think to yourself, oh yeah, actually I'm interested only in onshore wind energy. Offshore is a different story. And by that, you get, look, and here it's also interesting. So the system also, by understanding the domain in a better way, is even able to reflect on the query if this is meaningful or not. Yeah. So in that case, probably onshore wind energy is not really in any way linked to bird extinction, and by that it cannot come up with a meaningful query. Let's try a different example, maybe related to FAS. Yeah, does FAS, and again you get here types of FAS. That's even more specific now. Create human health risks. And then also here you could, for instance, further narrow down, for instance, in the area of, let's say, mental health risks. Let's see how this system comes up with a meaningful answer here. That's a quite sophisticated query. So here you see, for instance, it refers back to occupational health and safety risks, comes up with references to the World Health Organization, again talks about safe working conditions, and also that the European Commission is phasing out FAS in a while. So this is an interesting application, I think, because you start to see also how the knowledge model in the back end helps to create more and more context. And it gets even more interesting when you start, you can log in here, so you can register. And then you get the ability to switch between profiles. And now it really gets interesting. For instance, a consumer asking, let's say down here is a question, what is the regenerative agriculture and how do I benefit from it? As a consumer, obviously it's a completely different story as if you were an investor. So what happens in the background? The query is first analyzed using the knowledge model to understand which risks are most important for this particular stakeholder, for this persona. Consumer is interested in other risks than, for instance, maybe the investor. Yeah, and by that you get a different answer here than if you were switching now to the investor. So if I switch now to the investor, I will get a completely different answer as the consumer. And all that is only possible because of this knowledge model, which understands these various stakeholders and how they are related or interested in different aspects of the risk landscape. Yeah, so this is another feature. To sum up, Knowledge-hub.eco shows, first of all, how GraphRAG can benefit from a fully fledged knowledge model in a complex domain, helps to retrieve the most relevant articles like down here. So this is really one of the most important parts of the application, the retrieval of relevant documents. Then the next step is personalization. And as you've seen also, the query and intent formulation is benefiting from the knowledge model running in the background. In the meantime, we've built similar applications, which, for instance, can be used for product-related information, like the documentation helper. I will do a little video for that as well. So here you can ask questions around pool parties, or does pool party import Excel, for instance. Same principles are applied to, in that case, a product related documentation, and creates similar results in the sense of how specific they are, how precise they are. So here you see short answer, key features of the pool party Excel import. In each of those cases, again, you can click on those and get a quick information about that concept. Plus, you can ask follow-up questions. You get references to the pool party help page, etc. Well, I hope you found it useful, this little video. GraphRAG is definitely on the rise. Many of our customers work towards that end. They've learned that LLMs and simple RAG, vector RAG, is not doing the trick. You need additional contextual information to build in applications like the one I've just shown for own content, for own domains. The bottleneck is no longer a bottleneck, because creating the knowledge models is something which is absolutely feasible and has been done many, many times before by other companies. So thanks a lot, and have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.